why yoga isn't enough, but it can't be. So I'm going to cue the hate mail right now. And I'm kind of laughing at myself because I actually just went live to do this and realized halfway through the sound completely cut out. So maybe this one will be a little bit shorter. I don't know. But now I'm rambling on about how my sound got cut off. So if you are joining live, please say hello. Let me know you're there. If you are catching the replay, I would love for you to hashtag replay and let me know your thoughts as we go on. So let's get right to it. Starting off with the fact that my name is Dominique. I am a personal trainer and registered yoga teacher who is a core and pelvic floor expert. And I am the owner of Body Mind Fitness, located in London, Ontario, in lovely Lambeth, right on Main Street. So let's get right to it, as I already said. So let's look at the way we're living our lives first and foremost. We live in a world with so many advancements and so many things out there that are making our lives easier, more comfortable. I love flopping down on the couch after a long day and turning on Netflix and just chilling out in all kinds of crazy positions. So, that's a little bit more relaxing, but some of the crazy positions we do exist in are things like sitting at our desks all day. So yoga was created thousands of years ago. Totally get it. People have been doing yoga for a long time, but some of these things that were created thousands of years ago do not apply to our modern day living. We are moving a lot less, and we are sitting and holding ourselves in these positions that are not how we were born to naturally hold ourselves. So all kinds of restrictions are happening in our body. We're developing tension, which isn't strength, it is weakness. We aren't, countering that with different poses, different movements to kind of take us opposite of those positions. And we end up being in pain and thinking that this is just the way our life is. And this is totally, totally, totally false. So fact of the matter is I would love to see people working out multiple times a week, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, doing their strength session, doing their yoga session, doing their cardio session. But who has time for that? I don't. I do not have time for that at all. I've got 4 kids. I've got my own business. I do not have time to do all those things that I was able to do before all of this. So flashback to before kids, I was working for a big box gym. Not only did I have time and no responsibility except to be at my job, I could fit in all of those different things. And when I didn't teach them, I was fitting them all in. And then when I was teaching them, I had to do the whole class with everyone. So I was basically getting my workout done, and getting it. And it was all nicely divided, 3 days of strength work, 3 days of spin class, and then my yoga class 3 to 4 times a week. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I didn't even have to think about it. But then I had a kid. And then when she was 6 months old, I was going to say at 6 months old, I'm not 6 months old. When she was 6 months old, I opened a studio and life got crazy. So when I originally opened Body Mind Fitness, I had a couple of things in mind. First of all, I wanted to create small group classes where I can bring that personalized feeling of one-to-one sessions within a group class. I'm going to get into a little bit more on that in a little bit. The other thing I wanted to do is I was like, you know what? People are going to go do their strength work elsewhere. I'm just doing yoga. I'm just going to do the stretchy stuff. And then there started coming out all these stories about all of these yoga injuries. People who only taught yoga or students who only took yoga many, many times a week for many, many years, developing injuries from overstretching, and that comes with its own kind of host of stuff going on. So we don't build the strength, we just stretch out the muscle, and then, things like lower back pain can happen, hip pain, et cetera, but that's, topic for another day. But this really started to shift my perspective into what I was doing. Also, shortly after I opened the studio and I kind of gave up on trying to fit in all these individual classes, I started incorporating strength work into my yoga practice, my personal practice at home. I started incorporating squats, hinges in the form of deadlift, trying to find different ways that I could kind of meld the two together. But at the studio, I was still teaching these nice, gentle, relaxing yoga classes. And then through talking to students, I realized that they too didn't really have time. They were coming to see me once a week, and that was the only kind of structured fitness that they were partaking in. So this is where my perspective changed. Now, I'm going to say it right now. There are a lot of yoga teachers out there because I've seen it in the Facebook groups. I've heard people talking about it at different events that I go to, that the yoga I teach is a watered down version of yoga. And that's fine. That is their perspective. I'd say I'm just thinking outside of the box. So I do blend strength moves with yoga. So I took my personal training education and my fitness class education and the idea of functional movement. So functional movements are squats, hinges like the deadlift, pushing, pulling, which is really hard to put in a yoga class, and twisting. And I started playing with how I was going to place this into a yoga class. So for instance, if you want to take a twist, for example, we usually use the opposite hand to kind of move us into the twist. Whereas what would happen if you actually just use your body to move yourself into a twist? It really creates a very different feeling in the body. So this is kind of where things started changing. And it was a lot of trial and error, and bless the women who were with me at the beginning while I was trying to figure out how exactly I was going to work this in. But since that time, some of these women that have been with me for like 2+ years, I've seen them accomplish things that they never thought they can do. They were the ones saying, I'm not flexible, I can't do yoga. And I call false on that. I call BS on that. With time and effort, I have seen them, move from a forward fold into a lunge, or I guess it would be from a lunge into a forward fold, I should say, with ease, where, we used to have to take extra steps to move their foot. I've seen them, move deeper into the squats with no pain. I have even seen them coming into stillness and silence for 10+ minutes when we walk into meditation. I mean, I used to see fidgeting and, you could almost see the monkey mind going, but they're in this place where they're able to just be wherever they are today, whether that's in the movement, in the meditation. And the way that they're able to do it is because I created a space where they can show up exactly as they are today, and they can grow at their own pace. So I really take the people that are registered for a session and I look at their goals, which a lot of them are very similar, but the approach of how to get there is going to be vastly different. Now, this is super important to me because I really believe that at some point in everyone's life, they should have one-to-one sessions, whether it's yoga, personal training, whatever, because of that exact fact that you need to approach your goals slightly differently than your best friend neighbor who has the same goal, but you're both in different places right here, right now. You have different restrictions in your body. You have different pain points in your body, and those require different approaches. So that's where this whole idea of personalized yoga, personalized classes came into play. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about, like, I do small group classes, I personalize things, and if they do it like me, I'm sorry, I didn't know, but I've been to some of these places, and I don't feel like anybody's paying attention to what I'm doing or what I need. And I'm not going to lie, it is a lot of work, but I love it. I love seeing the success stories come out of it. I love seeing those aha moments and those moments where somebody achieves something that they couldn't do a few months ago. This really is what drives me in my business. This is really what gets my heart singing. So here we are. We are at day one, like literally day one of the new session. Day one of other classes are going to happen as the week goes on, but this is day one of the new session, and my mind is already turning in terms of what the session is going to look like come January, because I need that time. I need that time to kind of build something, and then once registration opens and I start to see who's showing up in which classes, I can start to implement the changes into each of the individual classes for the people who are in them. And then from there, when somebody new comes into this community that we have all built together, then I can really focus, okay, what is their need? What are they looking to achieve? And then I can add them into that as well. So it isn't quite your traditional one-to-one thing because you are sharing it with 7 other people, but it is a taste of that. It is an accessible way for people to get that one-on-one coaching and not just strike a pose in yoga, but to move through it functionally. I am also totally guilty of once upon a time teaching a class that I called Yoga for Functional Movement. No functional movement was in there except maybe a squat. And B, I didn't get called out per se. I was listening to a podcast and I felt I got called out. I felt like they were speaking to me directly. Where the person that was being interviewed said, how often do you drop into Warrior One in your everyday life? And that's what functional movement is, the things that you do in everyday life. So, this all sounds pretty good, right? I mean, I know it sounds good. I love the way that the studio operates, and I love the community that has been created. And I'm not patting my own back. I mean, it's the people who are coming here that are really opening up space for everyone to just be as they are. Last week, one of the students in class just was not feeling well, was not jiving with what was going on, and she just took a moment and kind of laid down. She did a little bit extra meditation, she did some floor work, and the fact that she felt comfortable enough within the class to do that makes my heart sing, because this is what I want every student that comes into class, that they can take the option that they want to take. They do not need to do the hardest option that is being presented. They can really meet their body where it is today, even if, 2 days ago, they were able to do something, it's just not for them today. And that is totally, totally okay. I also open myself up to all of the students by email, especially if they don't feel comfortable opening up during class, which I totally get, to express anything that they're feeling, that they're confused about, that they're not feeling, that they're not jiving with, whatever. They can email me. I'm not going to promise I'm going to get back right away, but I can promise that I will make some modifications and respond to your email as well to make sure that you feel comfortable, you feel confident, you feel strong coming in and out of this class week after week after week. So again, this all sounds pretty good, right? So there are still spaces available for this session. So if you are interested, I would love for you to send me a message so we can slide you into one of those classes. Let me know what time, what day works. All of the classes are either based in mobility and strength or core and pelvic health, even the prenatal and mom and baby classes as well. And I just want to help you get started, and really, even if it's just one day a week, I want to give you that time and attention that you deserve. This is what Body Mind Fitness is all about. So last session of 2009 is starting this week right now. And even if you want to pop in next Tuesday and sign up for the rest of the session, just let me know. It is not too late. We can still get you in there. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I have a little bit of extra time this afternoon, so I'm going to go over to my parents' place and see my babies, because usually on a Tuesday I kiss them goodbye at 9 a.m. and I don't see them until the next morning. So I really want to take that opportunity to just spend some time with them, since I have that ability to do that this afternoon. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, ask away. Post them in the comments, send me a DM, let me know. Aside from that, thanks again for joining me today, and I really look forward to seeing you in class this week. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.